Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's a struggle to help nearly 1,600 Americans trying to get out of Haiti, where violent gangs are fighting for control. State Department chartered helicopters were able to take about 30 people a day from the capital Port-au-Prince to the Dominican Republic. A plane chartered by the state of Florida got 14 people home yesterday, with more flights expected today.
These are folks that need our help now because the situation has become very dire. So we're going to do everything within our power to be able to bring more and more Floridians back to safety.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said California voters approved Proposition 1, more spending on housing and treatment facilities for mentally ill homeless people.
The election ballot question happened back on March 5th, but it took 15 days to tally mail-in ballots and determine that the measure had squeaked by. Governor Gavin Newsom said the approval is a bold choice by Californians who've been frustrated for years with the scale of the state's homelessness problem.
Fox's Ted Linder. America's listening to Fox News.
97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real Talk starts now.
Oh, we're on the eve of TGIF. Today is Thursday, so happy it's Thursday. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And welcome to the Thursday edition of Live and Local Real Talk. And, got to remind you guys, Real Talk involves you. You want to chat? Come on down.
That's right.
910-333-0139. Give us a ringy-dingy. We'd love to hear from you. Topics are wide open as usual. Let's see, we have sports talk today. Not sports talk, but we have Miller Time today.
That's right. I always look forward to that.
So about 8:35, 8:40, somewhere around that time.
Right.
So we'll check in with Chris, the sports editor for the Daily News, Jacksonville Daily News, and see what's going on locally.
Well, I do want to start off by saying that was an awesome story you wrote on General Gray yesterday and posted on
He's a nice
Facebook.
guy.
Yes,
I
he
met him
was.
3 times, I think, 2 or 3 times for sure. First time was very memorable.
Right.
29th Commandant of the U.S. Marine Corps has passed away. He was 95. General Alfred Mason Gray, seldom did I ever hear his full name, died yesterday about 12:57 in the morning at his home in Alexandria, Virginia. He served as the commandant from 1987 through 91, retiring after 41 years active duty in the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Wow. The New Jersey native rose from private, went all the way to 4-star general, leading the Corps during the fall of the Soviet Union and the Persian Gulf War. General Gray was both loved and respected by Marines in and out of uniform, by the way. General Gray has been recognized with multiple distinguished service medals from all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces, of merits, and 4 Bronze Stars with combat commendation medals, Meritorious Service Medal, Navy Combat and Vietnamese Cross and Gallantry with Palm and Star, as well as service awards from Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Korea, and the Netherlands. Wow. Whew.
Yes.
A Marine's Marine, for sure.
I know my dad would love to, and I attended a lot of functions with my dad, and we would sit with him, and he's a fascinating man. Fascinating. We had many of a conversation. God bless him.
Yeah.
They had a birthday party for him last year
Yes,
here,
right.
and we attended it, and
Did
it was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
very nice man. Yes.
For years and years, even after he retired in 91, General Gray would come to Jacksonville to honor the Marines and sailors who were murdered in the Beirut barracks bombing in 1983. He was a frequent speaker at that and other events in the Jacksonville area. Statements from both Jacksonville Mayor Sammy Phillips and Chairman Tim Foster of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners expressing condolences to the General's family, extended family, that means every Marine out there, y'all, and those in the community were issued yesterday afternoon. Thanks to them for doing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, first time I met him, I was a reporter for WITN. I worked at the Jacksonville Bureau. It was a short term. I had to get out of a contract, so I stayed with them for 6 months. And I went aboard Lejeune. I forgot what was going on, but General Gray wanted me to come out to Observation Hill, and I think it was PT Hill, but can't remember exactly. Not far from States Ferry, where they had some live firing exercises going on. So we went to the top of that hill. Now that hill is not 500 feet up, but it's higher than anything else around there. I had camera set up, metal tripod legs, metal encased camera,
You hiked up that thing carrying all that
Oh,
stuff?
that was no problem. We carried a camera and a recorder, separate recorder. It was
think it
different
was-
in those
Get
days.
it ready
The
for.
storm that came up on.
But there came a thunderstorm across.
Oh, lovely.
Lightning was popping to the left of me. Lightning was popping to the right of me. I said, General, should we go down below now? We got it.
You're like, oh my God, I'm a lightning rod right here.
No, he in his mind, he said, this is going to be a short interview. That's what he said in his mind.
Uh-huh.
I guarantee you.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were about to die in good company,
Yeah.
though.
I'm about to watch this man get electrocuted. Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, it was a good time. So I said, you know what? I'm going to be as brazen as you are. I said, let's go.
Mhm.
So I stood there and did the interview with him.
Well, you're better than me.
He
was
was,
a
he was definitely forthright.
Very huge part of the Museum for the Marines.
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
the Museum of the Marines. In fact, General Stewart will be with us in the studio about the first week in April
Oh, good.
to talk about upcoming events and the status on the
Well,
museum.
Yesterday, we forgot to mention that it was actually the first day of spring. We all
Yes.
think it's around the
Right.
21st.
Yep.
And I think officially it came in yesterday.
Actually, it was the night before at 11:07.
Okay. That was
11:07 p.m. I'm like, why do you count it first day of spring?
Yeah. Why did they say it's a day
The
when
first
it's a
night
day
of
and a night?
spring. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, I thought it was unusual. 11:07 p.m.
How do you know the 07 part? I mean,
hey.
how is it that precise?
These
Well, they know
meteorologists.
exactly where the
Yeah.
all that stuff is, spatially speaking.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna join the space cadets. That's what I'm gonna do, but I can
don't
figure
know.
it
I
out.
thought it was unusual too.
It's weird.
It's first day of spring, 11:07 p.m. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Anybody else out there have any stories about General Gray? Love to hear from you. 910-333-0139, 910-333-0139. Will.
You
ahead.
give yours because I got something a little bit unnerving.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
And I'm trying to figure out how this guy did this. So this man boarded a Delta flight over the weekend,
Uh-huh.
and he's got a weird name. I don't even think I can pronounce it right.
Just call him
Yves Fleurizard. He's something I can't pronounce.
Bubba.
Yes. He was in Salt Lake City and he was trying to go to Austin, Texas. Somehow this man had been seen taking pictures in the first of all, how did he get where he was? Because he was in the he got on the plane. He had been seen taking pictures of people's tickets with his phone. He managed to board the plane
with somebody else's
with
ticket.
somebody else's ticket on his phone. How did they not catch that, first of all? And how he got caught was once he got on the plane, he went to the bathroom at the front of the plane and spent a very significant amount of time in there. So then he came out, and right before they were securing the aircraft doors for takeoff, he went to the back bathroom, stayed in there a little while, and then when he got out, the flight attendant noticed, so first of all, the plane was full.
Yeah.
There's no seats. Where is this guy supposed to sit?
In the head.
So they went to him and they said, where are you supposed to be? He said 21F. But a gentleman was in 21F who had a legally purchased ticket. So then they found out he had taken, they got his real name, and then they determined he didn't have a ticket or a reservation. The plane was taxiing when that occurred.
Oh, really?
They had to stop that taxi, turn that plane back, put him back to the gate.
No.
He was arrested.
You just open the door, stop and open the door, say, get off. We don't have steps.
Taxi
Get
at
off.
75 miles an
So
hour.
he claimed he had been in Park City, Utah for a snowboarding trip, and that he needed to get home to see his family. Apparently, they didn't believe him. So he's been
really?
he's under a federal detainer.
Well, yeah.
What is scary to me is that this guy was, first of all, who leaves their phones laying around with open tickets is my first thing. That's my first question.
You've been in airports.
Yes.
People do weird
just
stuff.
So people, when you're in an airport, don't do that. Second of all, I don't understand how it was able to transfer that clearly to even pass that scanning thing. You know, even if your ticket's on your phone, you put it on that scanning thing, it's supposed to beep.
Right.
How was it that clear of a
Apparently.
thing? Yeah.
Had a good
Apparently
phone.
it was. What phone? I want whatever phone this guy has.
Well, you can get some free rides that way.
But this is scary to think. But then my next question becomes, how did he get through security to get in the passenger area? Is the next part.
Yeah, that's another thing.
How did he get there?
Con man.
And what was he doing in the bathrooms all this time? What was his intent? That's
Hide
creepy
out.
too.
I'm sure the
Yeah.
federal government had those same questions, and that's why
yeah.
he's in jail.
I have a lot of questions. Like Salt Lake City, do they not have good security? I mean, I just question. He had no ticket. I want to know.
I'm with him. I'm with her.
But that stuff normally don't work. I
No.
saw people
Somebody
tackle a
not
dude
paying
trying that one
attention.
time last year. Matter of fact,
And you know, a lot of people now download their tickets and show that on their phone
Sure.
because, like, when I buy something through Eventbrite, usually
Mhm.
that's how I get it, and I
Let me-
just show that.
Let me
I
give you a
did that.
suggestion if you do that.
I always make paper
don't,
copies.
Yeah, don't count on being able to go online to look at it inside the terminal.
what if your phone
Right.
dies? What if
Well,
somebody steals your phone?
No,
I mean,
what if you don't have internet access?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's like
So-
a lot.
So save it, do a screen save.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do
I do
that.
that too.
Yeah.
I'll make a copy of it, a PDF, and keep that on my phone too. But I I printed a copy, even if I had to print it from my phone, and show the paper copy. But I know conventions and stuff like that in the past, where all you had to do was show your, there it is.
But
It was-
who's-
okay,
I'm
I
not
don't even
gonna-
look at it.
My phone doesn't stay open long
That's
enough.
what I'm
No,
saying.
you
Who
don't.
just sits around holding their phone open with their ticket on it? Like, who does that?
I mean, even when I
Do
go to the
it. I've
counter,
seen it. Yes.
if I hit that thing and then I have to wait for a second or two,
Yeah, that's what
it's
I
gone
do.
black again.
Yeah,
Then I have to keep, no,
that's what I do.
Well, you
yeah.
know, with the
I'm not going to use it.
cell phone provider I have, I can go on them and use it when I'm out at stores and stuff like that. But a lot of stores, if you've got the apps and you've got a special coupon, you bring it up in your phone and you show it to the cashier. She scans it right off your phone.
But my thing is, maybe
Take
it's
the
just me. I'm a
It's-
paranoid
yeah.
human. But,
Well, I agree with you
but
though.
if somebody's
Airport
standing
security.
around me with a camera, I'm
Oh,
going
I'm-
to stop whatever I'm doing and
Right.
look and see what they're doing.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
that's
going
me.
to, we'll have a chat.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? And I always, if I'm at the airport, I put my purse or my carry-on bag or whatever in the seat beside me. I don't want somebody sitting right beside me. It's creepy and
I
weird.
don't want people
Just
seeing
don't
what's on
want
my
it.
phone.
Yeah,
I'm part of a girls' club, and we have this agreement that if anything happens to one of us, the rest are supposed to come get the phone, bash it with a hammer, and throw it off the Topsail Bridge.
oh
That's
wow.
polluting.
Hey, nobody needs to know
Y'all
what's in
thought
our
this
phones.
down.
Yeah, we got it down.
Oh wow.
We do. Just kidding, though. We don't have anything bad on our
I
phones.
think you're telling the truth. But anyway, yeah,
Just take it to the range and go
Yeah.
boom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just a scary story. to me.
Oh, it
I
is
mean,
a very scary. And I
that he
think
was
it's-
able to get on there.
I think it's lack of security.
I think it's a whole lot lack of
Yes.
a lot,
They
just
need
a
to-
lack of a lot.
They need to reevaluate their policies. Somebody dropped the ball big time.
And I
on
just
that.
want to know what this with his not his very odd name. I mean, is he a citizen? I mean, it sounds sad to say,
Yeah.
but we
I
know
see.
now.
Like
With,
Bob Alinsky.
Oh, don't even talk about Bob Alinsky.
Oh, we're
I saw
going
so
to.
much Bob Alinsky yesterday. My
We're going
head's
to.
swimming.
I mean, I can't even pronounce this man's name. The
Yeah.
last one I really can't pronounce. Flurizard, yeah. Wycliffe Yves Flurizard. I mean, it
It
sounds
like an
European,
ISIS
like
name.
Eastern European or something. Is what it
Yes.
sounds like to me.
Definitely.
It's anyway. I just thought this was a scary story, and so for all you people out there listening, when you travel, please don't have your phone laying around or take notice if some creeper is walking around you taking pictures. It's creepy.
Or do better than that. Just
Yeah.
pull up an old ticket that's
Mhm.
already,
Oh, good
really
one.
good, and just
Yes.
leave that open and see what kind of idiots are out there.
That's a good
Evidently,
idea.
they're not
Set 'em up.
scanning the tickets either, even off the phone. That is scary.
That is scary because that thing should have beeped
Somebody
or
definitely
not beeped. Because
Well-
one would suggest that since the plane was full, whoever's ticket he took a picture of was already on that plane.
Maybe they weren't on the plane. Maybe he was ahead of them. And so they cleared him and the other people
But
got
there
up.
wouldn't have, they couldn't have because there was no seat for him. Every
Well,
single seat was full.
Yeah, but there would have been a seat assigned to that particular ticket that he
Yeah.
took a picture of.
Yeah.
And so he gets up, he gets aboard, he's that other person.
It's probably why he went in the bathroom for so long.
Yeah. So he gets in on the plane. He does it early because they can't do it pass but once,
Mhm.
that ticket but once.
Yeah, I know.
So when he went through there the second time, the guy says, "No, you've already been through." "No, I have not. I'm sitting right here. It's me. Here's my ID."
Mhm.
"Oh, okay. Must be something wrong with the machine." And let him through.
I guarantee
I see what
you,
you're saying. Yeah.
after
that's even
this
scarier.
happened, there was classes the next day. Don't you
Well, it
imagine?
just happened. It happened this week.
Well, I guarantee you within 24 hours,
I
there was
bet
classes.
I bet at that airport there were
Oh,
classes.
yes. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just,
Yep.
it's make me scared. So
Shoo-wee.
anyway, all right. I just wanted to throw that out there for people.
That's a good story.
Yes.
Be vigilant of creepers trying to take pictures of your stuff.
Creepers.
Well, I've got one
Creepers.
for you from the city of Jacksonville whenever you're ready.
Oh,
Do you want to talk about Bubba Linsky first? Get my
No,
blood
I don't
pressure
want to
up?
do. We're going to do that later on. I'll like a lot of time for him.
It's City Council had a meeting this past
Yeah, they
Tuesday
did.
night. And if you think about it, have you ever noticed that on every corner in town there's
I
a
do.
vape shop?
And
You know,
there's-
we have 41 in the city limits.
I've seen them, and I'm like, really?
Well, in this past Tuesday City Council meeting, the powers voted unanimously to place restrictions on where these businesses can be located.
New ones.
That new ones, yes. The city said these are not prohibitions, but an effort to lessen the impact on health and safety, especially for children. So the restrictions are vape shops have to be at least 500 feet from any residential zoning areas, 1,500 feet from schools, daycares, youth facilities, community centers, recreational parks, or hospital, and at least 2,000 feet from another one that's already opened and established a hookah vape shop. So right now in Jacksonville, as I said earlier, they have 41 vape shops. They're allowed to remain as they are.
Now, is there any stipulation in what they passed that if one of these closes down for whatever reason, that it cannot reopen at that same
Yeah,
location?
they did not go into detail, but I'm sure that
hope that was in there.
I'm sure that's probably the way that was established. But yeah, this does not include places like 7-Eleven, Circle K.
Where they sell some of the same
These
stuff.
are where they're primarily selling the vape and the tobacco and CBD, whatever. But
Mhm.
I think it's good. But you know, you do everywhere you go.
Is
there's
there a
vape
minimum
shop.
age?
Well, Kelly would know.
There is for cigarettes.
Yes.
okay.
There is for alcohol. How about for vaping?
Well, federally, it is Carolina has not got on the bandwagon to change their age to purchase tobacco products to 21 yet. It's still technically 18. However, federally it's 21. And you can be, North Carolina's has got to go in and change that verbiage in the general statute.
Okay, that's for cigarettes.
Vapes are the same thing, consider tobacco
Or is
products.
that going to do the same? Okay,
Mhm.
good. So, well, they need
Now
to
it gets
get on the
better.
pot. Yep.
There are some vapes, if a vape does not contain nicotine,
Mhm.
a kid can purchase it at any age.
And the cop on the beat, how is he going to know what the difference is?
They know. I think what is happening is the General Assembly should have, I've asked about this for 2 years now, because federally it's been like this for going on 2 years. When North Carolina is going to get with the program. I don't know what they're waiting on in Raleigh. I don't.
Well, Senator Lazar should be in here soon, and I do believe he's involved in some legislation
is,
over
too.
the vapes.
Well, I hope so, because I've asked him about this before.
Yes,
When they were going to
him
get on and
update
get
us.
this up to 21 like it needs to be. And speaking of that, because of one of my grants we have at work, we're responsible for going around we're supposed to keep underage kids and from having access to vapes. We have to do vape purchase surveys. We're getting ready to start our next round with law enforcement this time. So they're going to go in and be able to ticket the clerks.
Well, ALE used to do that.
They did. And
Mhm.
For
we used to
tobacco.
work with them and
Yes.
alcohol.
Yep.
And they just got they're so understaffed,
Yes.
they're not doing it anymore. But the prevention
shame.
providers with the block grant and stuff like that, it falls on us because North Carolina gets what are called set aside funds. And we're talking millions of dollars for tobacco prevention, but you have to have an under 20% sale rate to minors. And so that's why the prevention providers are tasked. One of their required duties is to go around and do these surveys where we use a 21-year-old person to go in and try. We're trying to see if they ask for ID, because if they're not asking for ID, then chances are they'll sell to a kid. But with the enforcement activities with law enforcement, you use an underage kid, like we're using a
Yep.
16-year-old, and they get paid. The kids get
you-
paid, and
you
law
think of
enforcement
mystery
get paid.
shopper.
Now, the way we used to do it, well, ALE would do it, and I was with ALE, did a lot of stuff with ALE, but the way they do it is they'd find somebody who looks underage.
We have to age
Right.
test, yeah.
Or 15-year-old kids that look like they're 18, 20,
Oh, yeah,
22.
agreed.
They got full beards and everything else.
When we do
Yeah.
them, okay,
And
when we
that
do
looks ugly
them,
on a girl.
when we do them without law enforcement, when we do what we call purchase surveys.
Oh, you got to use it
We
legally.
have to use a 21-year-old, but we have to age test them. So we take them to Walmart and we have a clipboard, 10 people. And all we say is, excuse me, what's Community Prevention Services? I think this person is, because we want to use somebody that looks under 21. I
Right.
mean, if they look like they're 40, we don't use them because, but with enforcement activities, when law enforcement's involved, we actually use a 16-year-old because they are literally selling to a
That
minor.
also looks 16.
And they look, oh yeah, I mean, one kid looked 12 that we've used before. But anyway, and this is because North Carolina is in danger of losing their all that subsidy money for tobacco because Onslow, we've always been very good in Onslow County of doing what we're supposed to do, but some of the other providers in the state are not. And the sale rate in the state has been creeping up to minors.
Well, then I got a good idea.
Federal government came in and said, we're going to yank your money if you don't
No,
get this
no.
done.
Federal government should come in and say, we're going to do it by county basis. And we're going to take all this pile of money and we're going to split it amongst the counties that actually.
I wish they would do it that way.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah, that would be a great way.
That'll
Yeah.
get the others.
So
people
I
off the
could,
block.
once we get these done, we're getting ready to start working on them. I'll come in here and talk about what our findings were because I have them. We have a whole map on the wall. We have a map for alcohol and a map for vapes. It is and it's a huge wall map. The county GS made us these maps. They're amazing, and it's all the streets and the proximity to schools and daycares and
Right.
stuff. It will make you sick to your stomach. You see all the places that did not ask ID. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, Melissa she just commented on her Facebook and she brought up a good point. Changing the age in the statute is only helpful if the stores are compliant.
That is
Well,
true,
that's
which
always
is why you use the
Right.
law enforcement because they
Good.
go in and find these people, and it can be up to 10,000. FDA comes in and they're watching these sales now. It's a $10,000 fine.
Yeah,
They can
I've
shut your
passed some
store
of
down.
these hookah stores
FDA does not play.
where they were being raided.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it
is that
was
right?
nothing but law enforcement out in the parking lot.
That's usually because
Cool.
they're doing something more than selling
Right,
vapes.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think they there for a while seemed like they were just hitting all the stores for a while.
Once
Maybe
again,
they're just doing
there was a reason.
an audit.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll keep you updated on our latest endeavors.
Okay. All right, let's take a break, do a little bit of weather. We'll come back on the other side with a lot more. And yes, we are going to get up to Washington as much as I don't want to. But it is great entertainment up there these days.
There was a circus yesterday. I've never seen adults act so immature. As easy as
Just
word.
because they're 30 or 40 or 50 years old does not mean they're an adult. You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Rainer. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Sports Talk, our guest will be LaVon Vance, race director at the New River All-American Speedway. We'll be talking about all the big events coming up the track, maybe talk to a couple of drivers, and talk a little NASCAR too on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Liberty Mutual presents How to Get Ahead at Work.
It's simple. Just ask for a meeting with your supervisor. While you're discussing the latest sales reports, just slip into the conversation that you customized your home insurance with Liberty Mutual and saved hundreds. Whoa! The business savvy you showed saving hundreds of dollars on home insurance will have you running seminars on saving money in no time.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Based on recent survey of new customers who switched and saved. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless.
$25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees for data management practices.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Attention Jones Onslow members, the 2024 annual meeting of members is almost here. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at River of Life Church on Gum Branch Road for some family fun at a brand new location. Registration, food, entertainment, giveaways, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m. with the business meeting following shortly after. Keeping the tradition, attendees will have the chance to win a free truck. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com. We hope to see you there. River of Life is a tobacco and smoke-free campus.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, expert custom window tinting, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, expert window tinting, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
All right, it's time for the marine forecast. What to expect if you're going boating this today. Northerly winds offshore 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25, becoming northeasterly 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 feet. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, easterly winds 15 to 20, gust up to 25 in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet near shore. Seas 2 to 3 feet, building to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy tomorrow. And on Saturday, been waiting all week to go fishing and go offshore on Saturday, right? Southerly winds 25 to 30 knots, becoming southwesterly 20 to 25 in the afternoon, then northerly 15 to 20 in the evening, increasing to 20 to 25 after midnight. Seas 9 to 14 feet, subsiding to 7 to 9. Sounds and rivers very rough, diminishing to rough in the afternoon. They'll calm down in the evening, becoming rough again after midnight.
Today, sunny, high of 65. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 46. And tomorrow, it just gets yucky.
Yep.
Showers likely, mostly cloudy, a high of 66. East wind 7 to 15 miles an hour with gusts as high as 23 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, showers, rain, and then rain and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce very heavy rainfall. Southwest winds 11 to 17 miles an hour with gusts as high as 26 miles an hour. It's a 100% chance of rain tomorrow night. On Saturday, 20% chance of rain, showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce very heavy rainfall. The high will be 70, but south winds 14 to 17 miles an hour with 25 mile an hour gusts. Saturday night, showers likely before 8, then some rain between 8 and 2. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, low of 40. But Sunday, the sun's going to come out, but it will be only 59. And Sunday night, Reagan, you can have a fire. It's going to be 37.
Good.
Yeah.
I got the fire already stoked. It just haven't gotten cold enough yet.
Yeah.
Cold weather's not
Sunday
over
night,
with.
you've got.
Mother
Yeah.
Nature just teasing us.
Yeah.
I told you.
But it will wash away all this pollen.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
That's a good thing.
I'm leaving my
We'll
truck
have
out.
rivers of yellow.
I know. But we're expecting maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain, a little bit heavier on the coastline.
Mhm.
And from what I learned this morning watching the different weather services, it looks like this system is just going to skirt us instead of actually come over top of it. So it looks like it's moved a little east, but that doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. So
Nope.
be prepared.
It's getting ugly out there, and I'm not talking about the weather. We know how ugly that gets. The climate inside the House committee investigating the Biden family mess. One of Hunter's business associates has turned on the president's son and did not mince words about the whole mess. You'll recall during the then candidate Biden's campaign that he repeatedly denied having any knowledge of his son's business dealings and that he did not participate in any way with those dealings. Have you noticed how much his nose has grown since those days? Not so said business partner Tony Bobulinski, a man that cannot be, none of the adversaries were able to gain any traction with him
Mhm.
yesterday. It was amazing. He said during the House Oversight Committee on Wednesday that he begged Representative Ro Khanna, a Democrat from California, and his staff to sit down with him to review the text message evidence he had on his BlackBerry cell phone regarding the wrongdoings by members of the Biden family. Khanna exited after his time of questioning, in which he did not address any questions to Bobulinski. So Bobulinski said, if you notice, Congressman Khanna scurried out of here very quickly, and I'm actually disgusted as I sit here that he did not address me based on the fact that I'm sitting here in front of the world trying to testify to the truth. I have messages I'm willing to produce to both the Democrats and the Republicans that Ro Khanna sent to me saying, you have always demonstrated to me that you're nothing but honest with the highest integrity individual. Really? I was begging for him to go on CNN and tell the world in October of 2020 what was going on. With Congressman Ro Khanna in 2021 and 2020, I begged him and his staff to sit down with me and look at my BlackBerry. The Democrats are so focused on it. They want to hire, and I think they should hire forensics experts and go through all of the factual information I had. So the fact that he did not even address me and then took off out of here is disgusting to me. Bobulinski's comments came after Khanna refused to question him and spoke only to the Democratic witness to testify. Really? Bobulinski, what do you got to hide? Obviously something. You're covering something up. Bobulinski also testified yesterday that President Biden's brother, Jim, admitted to him during a 2017 meeting that the Biden family was able to conduct its business despite the president's high profile because of plausible deniability. Uh-oh. Fighting words. Bobulinski testified that his conversation with Jim took place in the Peninsula Hotel in Los Angeles immediately following a convention with Joe Biden, a conversation with Joe Biden in which the president thanked me for the work I was doing with his son and his brother and asked me to keep an eye on them. That sounds just about right, too.
Yes.
It's my understanding that you ask him and family does the business that you do. While Joe Biden is such a prominent political figure, what was Jim Biden's response to you? That's what Representative Jake LaTurner's asking. Correct. I was actually concerned and asking from a position of concern, and Jim Biden's response to me was plausible deniability. Plausible deniability. And by that, you mean Joe Biden would be kept in the loop, but you weren't supposed to talk about it, especially in writing? That's what LaTurner asked. You've seen a lot of FBI-type movies and TV shows for decades, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Many of those episodes have special agents investigating corruption cases and often reference something called RICO. The term is used often. RICO refers to the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, which targets dishonest business activities such as money laundering as well as organized crime. Okay, that's the official category of criminal activity the feds investigate. Bobulinski referred to RICO crimes during his testimony before the House Oversight Committee that's conducting the inquiry into Hunter's business operation. They want to know if the president was involved with his son, where the senior Biden allowed Hunter to sell his influence with countries including China and Russia in exchange for profitable business dealings with Hunter's companies. Don't forget now, while he was campaigning prior to 2020, he said he had no business dealings, did not know anything about his son's businesses, and he did not participate.
There was enough yesterday that was testified to that contradicts that.
The Republicans on the committee are trying to show that there was, without a doubt, a connection, and that the big guy, as he was called and referenced many times, profited from Hunter's dealings. Bobulinski also said the big guy was indeed Joe Biden.
It was.
Now, who do you believe?
I was telling you earlier during the commercial that I watched 3-4 hours of it yesterday.
I couldn't do that.
And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what's representing our country. These congressmen and senators on both sides acting the way they acted yesterday. We're in trouble. It got so fueled. And I watched Congresswoman sitting there and she started asking Bob Alinsky questions, but she would not even let him answer
Right.
them. And he starts answering them and talking over her, and she's yelling at him, "This is my time. You need to stop talking." And I'm like, my God, he's trying to answer the question. I mean, it was all day. It was horrible.
In a courtroom, which this should be considered a courtroom.
Right.
It's a hearing, but the courtrooms have hearings in them too. In a courtroom, a judge will sit there and gavel that down. Let the man answer the questions. Let the witness answer the question.
AOC made a fool out of herself. There was another congresswoman that I was like, my gosh, if you're representing me acting like that, no, thank you.
No.
It wasn't even like a court of law. It was just like interviewing the witness. The witness said this, so that must be the truth according to the Republicans, and the Democrats were going like, oh, we don't have to believe that. How we know he's telling the truth? I thought, what are we even doing there?
Yeah. We're paying these people way too much money to sit up there to be jerks.
Right.
And to just pull smoke screens and just put the facts out there. Just as good old Jack Webb used to say,
Yeah,
Joe
just
Friday,
the facts.
just the facts, man.
Well,
just
I think
the
there
facts.
was a lot of facts put out, but where's the evidence to collaborate the facts? I had to take a Tylenol after watching it. I'm just telling you, it was crazy.
Well, I can't sit there and watch it that long. I
Other
like my
things at the time.
TV too much.
Yeah. Well, I was doing paperwork at the time too, sending out some emails and stuff. So, but I'm just like, what? And watching it, I'm going, y'all act like fools.
Mm-hmm.
I would be embarrassed to be
They are
seen
not
on
acting
national
like
TV.
fools. They are indeed fools.
Oh, it was just.
There's no act there.
It was crazy. Both sides, to me, both sides were crazy. I don't know where they even got anywhere with it. And this is just a committee investigating it.
Yeah.
So
There will be enough votes garnished to impeach the president. I will tell you now, no. But
I think the House, not the Senate.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see.
I'm not sure there will be enough in the House.
All it is a piece. It's a slap on the hand. It's a piece of paper.
Yep.
It means nothing really.
Nope.
You still keep your job.
What you pay.
It's just an ugly few words on a piece.
Oh, whatever. Okay, why don't we take a break? Come back. I'm going to talk to you about North Carolina and our Attorney General.
I've got some news about our DMV for North Carolina too.
Okay. You're
All
live and
right.
local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSMA. We'll be right back.
We've unlocked the vaults, and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 70s. This week is from March 20th, 1976. That's when the Four Seasons remembered December 1963. Foghat took us on a slow ride. The Eagles wanted to take it to the limit, and Paul Simon taught us 50 ways to leave your lover. You'll hear those songs and all the top 40 hits from March 20th, 1976, right here on American Top 40, the 70s.
Make sure you check out AT40 Saturday morning, 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1 and 1120 AM, WSME. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many more at your locally owned and operated Richlands Piggly Wiggly, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, 24 Richlands. Whole fresh picnic, $1.29 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Family pack cube beef steak, just $5.79 a pound. Whole bottom round, $3.99 a pound. White, red, or black seedless grapes, $2.99 a pound. 1 pound package of strawberries, $2.99. Enjoy down-home country cooking in the deli, 7 days a week in the store. Country breakfast starts at 5:30 a.m. daily at your Richlands Piggly Wiggly Deli and is home to the famous Moro Bowl. Can also take advantage of the fast, friendly pharmacy located inside Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Richlands Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Highway 24, Richlands. Remember, say big with the pig. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional is always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, your family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Down East Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-4311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, I guess it takes a political campaign to get North Carolina's Attorney General off his butt to seek help in dealing with the fentanyl crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. He is now using, politically speaking, he's using the same mantra that other people have said. Oh, every state is a border state these days. Well, duh. No kidding, Dick Tracy. Wannabe Governor Josh Stein has either finally seen the light or more likely is feeling the heat being generated by Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, the GOP nominee for the race to the governor's mansion. Funny that the do-nothing AG has decided that he can take advantage of the border crisis to further his own efforts to become the next governor of the Tar Heel State. He sent letters to the majority and minority members of the U.S. Senate and U.S. House of Representatives to bring a halt to what he eloquently called the tide of illicit fentanyl flowing across our borders by installing equipment that we, the taxpayers, have already bought, stuff that has been gathering dust for several years now. Stein wants the lawmakers to come up with $300 million more to install the equipment. Maybe the president and all the governors should have one-year terms. One-year terms. All those seeking re-election or campaigning.
I don't know that I agree with the one term.
1 year term. I didn't say one term.
No, he said
Right.
1 year.
I don't agree with that.
It's being facetious.
Yes, I
So,
understand
because
that.
that's the only time good ideas come out is when a candidate is campaigning.
And I don't even believe with a one-term office unless they're doing such a poor job and they need to go.
Well, then that's up to us. We, the
Right,
people,
exactly.
the voters.
I just think sometimes it takes those first 2 years for somebody new to get their feet wet and hit their road running.
Yep.
Now, Mike Lazar proved us wrong on that one because the very first day he stepped in, geez.
Well, hey, he came in with experience. You
Yes,
gotta
he
understand.
did.
And
Yes,
he
he
also
did.
he did, and also I think he came in knowing what he wanted to, and kind of knew,
Yeah.
like I said, with the experience, how he could go about
Well,
doing
he'd
that.
been mayor pro tem for
Yeah.
years, and he was
And
with
also,
the
he worked with,
municipality of governments. He
Yeah.
had some kind of title on
Yeah.
that, state title, and he's done a lot. And great, but I mean, from the moment he walked in the doors, like I'm here, and that I appreciate.
over.
Now, I do believe that if Wyatt Gable gets in the general election and wins the district seat for state house, it's going to take him a little while.
He will.
He's young, but he's going to go far.
But he's a smart kid. I
He
think
learns
he'll,
fast.
he'll figure
Very
it out
smart.
very quickly. Yeah,
But he's not going to be able to walk in there and get assigned committees and get chairman of
course
this and chairman of that. Not to begin with.
No.
He's got a lot to learn, but I think that boy's gonna.
I
Well,
think he's going to do a lot of good things.
I think so too.
I got a feeling that people like Senator Lazara will also
Yes.
assist him.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sure.
give him some good advice.
I'm sure. I know I talked to House Representative Jimmy Dixon. He said that he'd already called and talked to Wyatt, and he was anxious to help him. So
Good.
that's a good thing. And Representative Dixon is great. I love him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
So
educating from the podium and advocating for the inclusion of all, Congressman led by North Carolina Dr. Greg Murphy and Ohio's Dr. Brad Winstrup day before yesterday, introduced legislation that would halt taxpayer money from going to medical schools promoting racial bias. Interesting. Multiple speakers, both black and white, and at least one saying that she's neither Republican nor Democrat, drove home the message directly and indirectly that their outcomes. Collectively, they explain how the comes from the best in the education, that all can access it, and the promotion of critical race theory-based woke philosophy based on DEI will put Americans' lives at risk.
Oh, I agree with that.
Absolutely. We're all for a
I
path.
don't want a doctor that is a doctor simply because of the color of their skin.
Yep.
I want somebody that's had a bunch of medical training.
Yep. And
Period.
experience.
And experience. The skin color doesn't matter to me. I want them to have the training.
She continued, we're all for a path for opportunity for people that traditionally their backgrounds, their family background, may not have an opportunity or think that they don't have an opportunity to achieve a lot to go into medicine. Talk to Dr. Ben Carson about that sometime.
Exactly.
He minced no words in saying those promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion is a promotion of discrimination. Think about that.
Yeah.
Those promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion is a promotion of discrimination. He said, I looked up that word, equity. The quality of being fair or impartial, but the idea of being ruled in, or in some cases ruled out, based on attributes that have nothing to do with trying to create someone who can be a caring, compassionate, and competent caregiver is not impartial. It is partial. It is not fair. It is unfair. In fact, it is blatant discrimination. Great words.
Words.
Great words.
Words.
With the idea of being ruled in, or in some cases ruled out, based only on attributes that have nothing to do with trying to create someone who can be a caring, compassionate, and competent caregiver is not impartial. It is partial. It is not fair. It is unfair, and it's blatant discrimination. Okay, I want you in here because I like the way your hair is. What's that got to do with your competency to do the business that you're in, Kelly?
Correct.
And that's what he's saying.
I know.
Wow.
Well, let me one up you then.
Wow.
I've got two things. One, I was going to talk about Washington State, but since you brought that up, which goes along with that, but I'll go to this first. So in North Carolina, when you're a licensed counselor, whether it's a licensed substance abuse or a licensed, therapist, you have to do so many hours of continuing education, 30 a year. Okay. Mm-hmm. Every year, the North Carolina Foundation for Alcohol and Drug, around, I would say 50 years. It was a really long time. They always put a winter school and a summer school on. Summer school historically has been held in Wilmington. Winter school is always held in Greensboro. Well, I will never go again. Didn't go, planning to go until I saw. I have a colleague that went, and they said they got up and walked out. I think I have it saved on my computer somewhere, which is why I never registered. I wasn't going to pay that quite a few $100 registration fee after I saw this. Basically, the course had something to do with white privilege. And the objectives were that white people were going to get up and explain how they have white privilege. It was offensive to me. The whole syllabus was offensive on that. And a colleague of mine from Wilmington, their agency paid for all their fees to go. So they had to go, and they went, and she said it was the most awful thing she'd ever been to in her life. So now I will never attend anything to North Carolina because that is discriminatory in itself. And I haven't been given things because I'm white. I worked for my 2 master's degrees, both of them. I worked to get to where I am as a counselor. No one handed me anything. No one took my exams. No one paid my fees. No one sat through those classes. No one cried over some of their courses because they were hard. No one held my head when I'm vomiting from statistics class. Nobody did that. No one gave me, I earned every grade I got because I took my butt to class and I studied. I did not get it because I'm a female or because of the color of my skin. Bottom line. And it's offensive that the North Carolina Foundation for Alcohol and Drug Studies would do this.
I find it offensive just listening to it.
It's offensive. And that goes right along the lines of what Dr. Murphy's talking about.
Yeah.
So let me jump into Washington State, because this is another scary, crazy thing. This past week, they adopted a new lawyer licensing path. You don't have to take the bar.
Oh, yeah, I heard about
because they said the bar was discriminatory against minorities. So you can do it. They've adopted a new path for licensure. One option is an apprenticeship program for law school graduates who would work under the supervision of an experienced lawyer for 6 months, then submit a portfolio of work for evaluation. The second option will allow law students to complete 12 credits of skilled coursework and 500 hours of hands-on legal work before graduation, then submit a work portfolio to the Washington State Bar to become licensed. And they're saying this because there's too many white men lawyers. That was one of their reasons.
I'm not. Why are there more white male lawyers than there are black male lawyers, or black female, or white female lawyers?
But part of me looks at it as two things. Well, first of all, this task force that and got this approved, they did a study that showed the bar exam blocks historically marginalized groups from entering law, and that the exam is a financial burden for law graduates. Oregon adopted one too. I mean, this is unbelievable. And who's going to suffer this? People.
Well, what are they going to do if they have to or decide to go to another state to practice law?
Mm-hmm.
Still going to have to take the bar exam there. That doesn't just transfer.
Yeah. I mean, this is just, this is scary because, I think the exam is intended to prove you are competent.
That you have knowledge.
That you have these skills.
Yes.
Believe me, trust me when I tell you, my, mental health licensure exam, it was hard. It took me over 3 hours to complete. It was hard. And my substance abuse licensure exam was hard, very hard. I mean, especially in the mental health field, they better, I will advocate against doing something like this for that, because you know how much harm and damage you could do to somebody.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but just think about, you got lawyers that aren't up to par. They could cause somebody to get like a life sentence. I mean, there's like a lot of things. It's incompetent lawyering.
Well, I could just see clients that they're representing, defendants.
Yeah.
Being convicted, and then it's going to be an appeal because the first thing that client's going to say, I have poor representation.
Yeah.
Has anybody thought through this thing through yet?
Well, apparently Washington State is not the only thing that's done it. Apparently New Hampshire, Oregon adopted something similar. New Hampshire, Oregon, I just lost the list. There's like 4 or 5 states. What is wrong? Because California, Minnesota, and Utah considered proposal. Wisconsin and New Hampshire adopted it, and Oregon did it in November.
Okay. I can see the lawyers who do take the bar exam or have taken the bar exam really using that as an advertising campaign now. You can go get Joe Blow because he got a little ticket, a certificate out there that says he's okay to go because he did this and this. And I took the exam and I passed. Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, peace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here. You know, if elected, Donald Trump is going to be one busy guy on Inauguration Day. He's already promised that he's going to dump a lot of the mandates that President Biden has been pushing throughout his tenure in the White House. The latest is Biden's intent to get rid of gasoline vehicles and replace them with EVs, electric vehicles. The Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, is moving forward with plans that would force Americans to buy expensive electric vehicles and said that a forced EV transition would destroy the. Will Biden's plan prohibit foreign gas-burning cars from being imported? Huh?
Good question.
If not, then you can expect a lot of Americans will be buying cars made in any place but the United States. Maybe Biden should trade the Beast and Air Force One for electric versions. Imagine stopping about a half dozen times on a flight to the West Coast on the president's 747 just to recharge the batteries. Or with all the communication systems in a big old armor-plated car, I doubt that you could get more than 75 miles on a charge. This is going to be ridiculous.
Interesting.
And of course, Trump says his now new part of his new campaign, I'm going to get away from that. That's not going to happen under my presidency. No. I'm going to abolish that mandate. He's going to spend more time on Inauguration Day. He may as well not forget about going to the party, because everything that he said he's going to get rid of. He's going to do it all on day one.
Oh my!
There's been a list of them.
I bet he does.
Okay, let's take a break, do a little Fox News, and we'll be back on the other side with more news and more comments. Where are you? Are our phones working?
They're listening.
Anybody want to see if that one's working?
They're
Give us
listening.
a call. 910-333-0139. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Biden administration is calling for an immediate ceasefire between Israel and Hamas connected to the release of hostages. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's in Egypt for talks. Fighting continues at Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza.
Israel's military calls it precise operational activity. It says 50 of what it describes as Hamas terrorists were eliminated, taking the total killed to over 140 since Monday.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Willie James Pye is executed by lethal injection in Georgia.
He'd been convicted, along with another man, of abducting his former girlfriend, raping her, then shooting her to death in 1993. The other defendant was sentenced to 5 life prison terms. His legal team claimed Pye was intellectually disabled and therefore constitutionally ineligible for execution. The state's parole board disagreed and denied his.
Jack Callahan is Georgia's first execution in 4 years. America's listing.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
All right, we're back live and local. I see first execution in Georgia in what, 4 years, did they say?
Yes.
North Carolina, we haven't had one since 2008-ish, I think it is. So we got a whole bunch of people on death row. Y'all got an opportunity now. Take a lesson from Georgia. Hey, Joy, what's up? Oop, I lost her.
I think it's her call.
Let's try her back on line 2. Nope.
Well, okay then.
Okay, let's go back to line 1 now. Try it again. Joy?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Joy.
How are you?
Hey, it's Whitney.
Oh, Whitney, how are you?
I'm well. How are y'all?
Good.
Doing fine.
So I know y'all aren't. You mentioned the whole electric vehicle thing, and the county and the city and the tow operators in town and everybody. We're starting to do all these trainings. We started to do them last year. Honestly, they're absolutely terrifying, and a forced mandate is even scarier. The amount of stuff that goes into like the recovery of a vehicle. Obviously, we've seen like vehicle fires and stuff like that just from combustible engines, but with electric vehicles, it's a whole different thing with the off-gassing. They're way more prone to fires, and so we're doing training because you can't, just hook a chain and pull it up. The wheels can't move like that because the friction will create heat, even if there's no power to the vehicle on a recovery situation.
Wow.
So, and we got one that was involved in an accident and had went and hit one of those guardrail posts on a bridge over in one of the creeks out in the county. And you have to go and contact the ESA and do a whole report, isolate the car for 72 hours because that risk for fire after an accident. It's just a whole thing. But it's absolutely terrifying.
Interesting.
And honestly, I don't see how everybody could even afford an electric vehicle. At one point, they were rather cheap, but now that they're becoming more and more frequent, the prices on them have all gone up. So like the average, like the single parent, they're not going to be able to afford something like that.
Nope.
Well, Whitney, have you had a lot of calls for tows for electric vehicles that ran out of battery juice, so to say?
So it's not so much running out of battery juice; it's that they're not starting at all. They completely shut down. So there's no power, and with there being no power, you can't just get in, put it in neutral and winch it up onto a truck bed. It's not like, your Toyota Corolla.
Nice.
We actually had to invest in about $15,000 in equipment last year just to suit our rollbacks to be able to do it because the wheels don't turn with the motors being in each of the wheels, like with the Tesla. So each wheel has its own dolly system that we have to wheels on wheels and then wrench our wheels up onto the bed.
Oh, for God's sake. I would think that there's probably electronic shifting, right? Which requires electricity.
Correct.
Oh, God, help us.
And even the kicker on that is the one that did get into an accident. When it does detect that it's in an accident, it shuts down completely. There's an override for the door handle on the driver's door, but once you open that door, you can't reopen it from the outside. The override is in the front seat or inside of the door handle. So we did back in May, they were telling us that with because there's only so much you can cut onto this vehicle, like for the jaws of life to get a person out. So if you get into an accident and, God forbid it's a head-on collision, and you go unconscious, you break your, whatever, like you're out. They can't just, open the door and get you out. They're going to have to break something. But if the vehicle does catch fire, they will rather risk you going into some sort of paralysis to get you out, because if the fire doesn't kill you, the off-gassing will.
Great.
Oh, nice.
Just special.
Yeah. So there was that accident. We're starting to see more and more electric vehicles out in town. We've probably, out of the, thousands that we tow a year, we've probably only towed maybe 3% electric vehicles. With us being in a military town, a lot of our vehicles are, your Hyundais, your Kias, your Nissan,
sure,
a Honda, that sort of thing. But on the EV side, we're starting to see them. But what's crazy is there was that one last September that was out on I-40 just outside of Wilmington. There was a piece of debris or something in the road. And the Silverado went through, hit it, punctured a tire, no big deal. The Tesla that hit it afterwards, it punctured the battery pack on the underside of the vehicle. And I got out, and within minutes, the car went up in flames.
Oh.
But when you go and you have a regular car catch fire, you're using 3,000 gallons of water to put it out. No big deal. Make sure it's not smoking, load it up and go. On these ones, they can be in excess of 30,000 gallons of water. But they're saying that with the chemicals in the batteries, because you're not putting the fire out, you're just cooling the battery cells on these ones. So when you go and you do get it to where it's cooled out, everything's fine, it has an increase of reigniting. That's why you have to keep the vehicle in complete isolation.
Oh, great.
So
you roll back and you're riding down the highway and suddenly it catches fire again, right? What you going to do about that?
Oh, my word.
Well, that's one of the advantages of having the dolly system, because at that point, you just
raise that
let
flatbed.
I'm going to let it roll off my bed.
Yeah. Amen, girl.
Find a creek.
Yeah, but see, what scares me is that with the water contamination after putting it out, 30,000 gallons of water is a lot of water. But we have all these creeks, Drummer Kellum, Ramsey, 258, all them, connecting to Pink Hill, all that. There, we got a lot of creeks and stuff like that, and the creeks go into these farmlands. So, at some point, it's kind of concerning that maybe, it could interfere on a later scale when it comes to our farmers.
Yeah, great. Good for going green. It's really working well, right?
Yes, but the classes we have taken, I have no desire to go down to a Tesla store and order a car. I have no desire to. I have absolutely none whatsoever. It's scary.
So, Whitney, I have another question. You said that you had to spend an excessive amount of money to be able to tow an electric vehicle. Does that reflect on the cost to the consumer when you have to tow their vehicle? Are their tow charges higher than what it would be for someone with a regular tow for another Honda or something that's not electric?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
So
another reason.
when it obviously like outfitting our trucks, that's just something that we have to eat until it does become more prevalent. But it is a whole list of additional equipment that is not needed on a regular Honda Civic or, you know, Honda Pilot or anything like that. You know, because you can't have the wheels turn at all. It's, you know, like if you're able to put the vehicle in tow mode, that's great. But if there's no power, a lot of vehicles do have a neutral override. You know, Toyota's like they're one of the ones that if it's not broke, don't fix it. They still have certain things that they've been putting on cars since the 90s, like with the neutral overrides and the center consoles, and then also the like even the turn signals, like the little turn signals that come off the steering wheels, like none of that's changed. But the EVs do not have, because if there's no power, there's no power. And even when a vehicle does go into an accident, it does go into some sort of like a limp mode type deal where it does shut down a lot of power, but the power is still in the vehicle. There's still electricity in the vehicle. It's just not operational because it detects some sort of accident.
You know, we can need to get somebody from the fire department in here to talk about what they do in case of a fire, what kind of extra training they have.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it with Brian.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can get Brian.
God,
Whitney, this is great information. I had absolutely no idea. I didn't even go down that path.
See, we didn't even think
no,
about things
and
like
what's
that.
funny is Tesla is like, oh, well, you know, our cars don't, you know, burst into flames. If they burst into flames, it's operator error. It's like, well, yeah, an accident is considered an operator error, whether it's the operator of the car or the one beside it. But, you know, at the same time, like it seems like everything moves so fast. And even with the training, we've taken about 4 different trainings. Our most recent one was 2 nights ago. And even then, some of the information is a little bit changed than from where we started last year, May, because it's a whole new thing. So everybody's learning as you go, and we're just getting updated information. So by no means am I prepared to bring these vehicles into the shop for fixing just yet. I'll handle all that and ship them out to Port City. I'll go tow them to Port City, but I'll let Wilmington handle the repairs until it becomes something more common enough to spend the money on that side of things. But as far as towing, there is a lot that goes into it. I'm trying to work with the city and the county to get something to where they do require some sort of training for the EVs on a rotational accident recovery, because I would hate for something to happen to any of our community in that the towing industry, collision repair, any of that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Whitney, we do appreciate all this information. In fact, it's excellent.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, we
I agree.
appreciate y'all. But
All right.
Y'all have a good morning.
Tell Charles and Brenda I said, hey.
Will do.
All right. I think we have, maybe we have Joy back. Is this right, Joy? Do I have?
Good morning.
There you
Good
are.
morning, Joy.
Y'all kept hanging up on me.
No, I didn't. The machine did.
You didn't want me to talk to you. Nobody was calling. So
Tell
I
the
said, well,
truth,
I'll
Raver.
call
Tell
and
the
I'll talk
truth.
to you.
No, what occurs is when you call up, sometimes it will lock up and I have to click back and forth 3 times to make it work.
Yeah, no, it was in my ear.
Just don't hang up. If you'll hang in there, it will connect with you.
It will connect.
Yeah, he's like
That was fun.
Dorothy.
That was very informative what Whitney had.
Oh, my
to say.
God.
That was a wealth of knowledge. I just never
She
thought
really
about that.
needs to come on there, I believe, and sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, that was great information.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a wonderful phone call.
I need to back up a little bit. I didn't hear all that about the lawyer deal, but I did hear something about court-appointed attorneys.
Yes.
And I think, Rayford, you did mention something about they could turn around and say, well, they weren't well representative. Well, honestly, this is just how I believe, and I'm not saying all lawyers that are court-appointed do a job that a paid employee would do, but I'm seeing that a lot of these court-appointed attorneys are not doing what they need to be doing. I think my personal opinion is that if you're not paying big bucks, you're not really going to get the defense or the necessary help that's needed if you're a defendant.
Well, here's the way some of that court appointed works. First of all, if you're appointed by a judge, and they go down a list, they have a list of attorneys that, and all attorneys are probably on this, maybe on the list, but some of them are, got schedules like murder trials and this and that and that. So they really don't have the time to devote to another case, regardless if they came in and wanted to pay $1 million. They just don't have that kind of time. But even when they are appointed, they do get paid. Not at the same rate, not at $250, $500, $600, $800 an hour. No, they don't get that.
Right.
They get a fee, but the state will pay them. That's just the way it is.
Well, okay, let's say, don't you think maybe down the road that, let's say you have a person that has certain issues that a defense, one of those persons on that list maybe not be knowledgeable about some of the, let's say it's mental issues or drug abuse or whatever, or I don't know, anything, have some type of condition. Don't you think maybe some court-appointed attorneys, a judge should have a court-appointed attorneys for people that have some knowledge of the physical part of that person, not necessarily the criminality of that person?
Well,
I'm
not sure how they do it, but they also have access. They can hire individuals, experts. They can hire Kelly as an expert witness. They can hire, other individuals as well. And the state will pay them.
That's true. However, what I have historically seen, and I've had this happen to quite a few of my clients who here in Onslow that have been given court-appointed attorneys, the attorneys never call them. They'll see them 4 days before court. They don't work on a defense. They don't find witnesses, Rayford. They don't mount a defense. We have got some really low life, a few, and I'm thinking of two in particular, attorneys around here that haven't helped anybody. Bottom line. And I think it's sad. And I think whether you can afford an attorney or not, if you're court appointed, if you agree to be a court appointed attorney, you need to treat that person the same level as if they were paying you $5 million for your services. Mm-hmm. But when you go months, and I've got a client now, months, haven't heard a peep out of their attorney. And I had another client 3 days before court, met with them for the first time. That is outrageous. And it's BS, and they don't care because, as you say, Rayford, they're getting paid.
They're getting paid.
You think they're mounting a defense for that client? Absolutely not. Not one bit.
No, I know an individual that had been an attorney, and so I called another. She asked me to call another attorney, which I did, and the other attorney was so upset that lawyer had not even visited their client in jail. And that person had been sitting there for 4 months, and the court-appointed attorney had not even been there to find out anything. And then it went on to be like a year, and things were getting close. You have to go through certain, depending on what you have to go through district court, and then if it's a felony, you have to wait for the superior court. Well, that person did not even. Well, the lawyer said they attempted to contact the person, but the person did get one letter, but then they sent out more, and the person almost got arrested on one day of court because they didn't show up because they didn't know they had a court date.
I blame the attorney.
Well, she said that the attorney said that they did not have any numbers. Well, I know that they did have numbers to call parents or sisters or brothers because they did call them, and I'm not putting down any of these attorneys whatsoever, but I don't think that a lot of these court-appointed attorneys, and I understand about the money situation and the other things that they have going on. I just think that they look at the legality of the criminal and what the criminal has done, but they don't go past anything else. And I can see why. I don't know about that other mess. If Kelly doesn't agree with that other mess, whatever y'all said in the beginning that I missed, I totally agree with what she says. But I just think some people do not get proper representation, and they have a possibility of have been rehabilitated for like over a year and a half, and then all of a sudden their court date comes up, and then maybe they want to sentence them to prison for 6 years, after they're already going through rehabilitation with services that are offered throughout counties. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's just the judicial system just doesn't seem to, I'm not saying all, it's just some experiences that I've heard from different people. And I agree with what you said, Kelly. And yes, Rayford, they think that they do have some representation, I think, from some of the mental health, and they're hoping to get another individual that they were
Good.
had seen before so they've got backup. But it's really sad because you're not going to get rehabilitated in prison if you've got mental issues. Yeah, you can get drugs, but if you're not let's say, I don't know, a person that's harmed, endangered, physically bodied someone, hurt them, and you've been a repeat robber, et cetera, but then you have other issues where you've got the mental issues that you've self-medicated with drugs. Of course, when you're on drugs, there's no telling what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that
Very
person
true.
shows that. Don't get me wrong. But there are reasons behind why a person is who they are and what they do. And I don't think that the court-appointed attorneys actually really care.
Some of them don't.
I think they
Some
care,
do.
but I don't think they care. Has to go back if they've already been out for a while and have taken their medication and have mental health teams helping them. That kind of stuff just really hits home to me, and that's just how I feel.
Okay. Joy, I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Joy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a good rest of your day. We'll talk to you later. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Bill, I know you're hanging on the line. Hang there. We got to do a little bit of weather. We'll be right back.
Is there a thrill seeker listening right now? Seek this thrill. This is Rick Dees with the weekly top 40 here this weekend. Some hot Dees sleaze about Madonna. Not to be outdone by that is the weekly top 40 challenge, plus the biggest hits in the world. Well, come on, let's meet here this weekend for the weekly top 40.
The weekly top 40 80s edition, Sunday night, 6 to 10 on Freedom 97.1 WSME. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
Attention Jones Onslow members, the 2024 annual meeting of members is almost here. Join us on Friday, March 22nd at River of Life Church on Dumb Branch Road for some family fun at a brand new location. Registration, food, entertainment, giveaways, and displays will begin at 5:30 p.m. with the business meeting following shortly after. Keeping with tradition, attendees will have the chance to win a free truck. Learn firsthand about how we power our community at this fun-filled event. For more information, visit joemc.com. We hope to see you there. River of Life is a tobacco and smoke-free.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street where good things cost less. Main Street in downtown Maysville. Whole fresh picnic, just $1.29 a pound. Bone-in New York strip steak, $8.99 a pound. Half-cut bone strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $7.99 a pound. Family pack cube beef steak, just $5.79 a pound. Pork spare ribs, $1.99 a pound. Whole bottom round, $3.99 a pound. Chicken thighs or drumsticks, $1.19 a pound. White, red, or black seedless grapes, $2.99 a pound. 1 pound package fresh strawberries, only $2.99. Green snap beans, $1.99 a pound. A 5 pound bag of russet potatoes, $2.99. Large California navel oranges, only 99 cents each. And 2-liter size Coke or Sprite for $5. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home, down the street, where good things cost less. Main Street, Maysville. Remember, save big with the pig.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Time for take a look at our marine forecast. What to expect over the next few days. Today, offshore northerly winds 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 25, becoming northeasterly 10 to 15. This afternoon, 2 to 4 footers. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers are choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Tomorrow, easterly winds 15 to 20, gusts up to 25 in the afternoon, seas 4 to 6 feet. Near shore seas 2 to 3 feet, building to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy. And then along comes Saturday. That's when the roller coaster comes out. Southerly winds 25 to 30 knots, becoming southwesterly 20 to 25 in the afternoon. Then northerly 15 to 20 in the evening, increasing to 20 to 25 after midnight. Seas, don't even think about it, 9 to 14 feet, subsiding to 7 to 9 feet in the afternoon or overnight. Sounds and rivers very to rough in the afternoon. They'll calm down in the evening and then become rough again after midnight.
Today, it's going to be the best day we're going to have for the next few days. So y'all better call out sick or do something, because after tomorrow you might as well go to work.
For March Madness.
It's sunny, high of 65 today, and the winds are only going to be 5 to 8 miles an hour. It's going to be a great day.
Except offshore.
This is for people that just stay on land. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 46, but then tomorrow, it's just gonna go downhill very quickly. Showers and clouds, high of 66, winds 7 to 15 miles an hour with 23 mile an hour gusts. Tomorrow night, heavy rain, thunderstorms, showers, low of 57, winds 11 to 17 miles an hour with 26 mile an hour gusts. 100% chance of rain tomorrow night, 100%. Saturday, rain most of the day. Even thunderstorms, and some of the storms could produce very heavy rainfall. High of 70 at least be warm. South winds 14 to 17 miles an hour. Winds could gust as high as 25 miles an hour. We're expecting between 1 and 2 inches of rain just on Saturday alone. Then Saturday night, showers likely before 8 p.m. Then there's just a chance, 60% chance of rain after that. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, low of 40. So that could be a fireplace as well.
It will be.
Yeah.
Now, when the rain starts, your driveways where the rain is running off will be paved with gold.
It'll look like the yellow brick road.
It will look like
You'll think you're in the Wizard of Oz.
Or you're panning for gold out there in the Yukon somewhere.
I agree.
Hey, Bill, what's up?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. I was listening to the woman that was talking about the electric cars and towing. And I remember when they were first pushing these at the change of the millennium, that they had, and it was pretty much the same cars they were pushing back in the 70s, just a little more high tech, as far as the electronics on it goes. That it made me wonder again that the range of the car was the big issues back in the 70s, and the same thing was occurring with the newer models back at the change of the millennium. And I'd gone to the dealerships here that was selling them, and I suggested that they made possibly a battery pack that if you're going to go a distance, you could put in your trunk that would inside your trunk just to extend. So if you had, problems finding a place to recharge extra battery that was in the trunk of the car.
You know how much those batteries cost?
Oh yeah, they cost a lot.
Some of them like $20,000 for a battery.
Yeah, I know that's the thing that's
You're doing a lot
an
of walking.
inhibitor to buying them, I think, at this point. And then they put a lot of electronic stuff on the windows and all that. And they say if you want to increase the range, why wouldn't you just put hand roll down windows the way the other models of cars that were that you had available instead of electric windows and other stuff that would keep draining the battery? And just maybe those little vent windows they used to have in the older models, the 60s, 70s, and we could just vent and get the wind to blow on you, etc. The little triangle in the corner. And a couple other things I, suggested, a possible generator. The thing I was thinking when that one was saying how you can't even change, unlock the cars and all that once the battery is dead on it, that the little portable ones that they jumpstart cars with, if you made an adapter that you could push onto the connecting point of the car, and then have two leads that you connect the positive and the negative to, and then just either use that battery that you have handheld to open the doors and put it neutral, etc., or just pump it into the battery so you had enough juice to do it, unless the battery was dead and just wouldn't take anything. So, and then one other thing that I was thinking of is in the future that at some point they'll probably put a highway tax on your electric bill.
Oh, absolutely.
At something coming up, as far as trying to get all the roads up to snuff all the time, and the amount of electric cars that do get sold and other electric vehicles, if not a car, So those are just things I was thinking of that's in the future. So, but I still didn't understand. I don't think they even want to sell them in a lot of cases where they sort of just like, well, we don't make them, So anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. So have a good day.
All right.
Thanks, you too,
Thank you,
Bill.
Bill.
Just in time for Miller time. It should be Miller time in a few minutes.
It should be coming in
I
here.
can't wait. I need to ask a question.
Okay.
Well, very quickly, before I leave, in Holly Ridge, as everyone knows, the Holly Plaza Apartments, the former tenants will be allowed back inside for 2 days only this weekend to retrieve what's left of their belongings that they haven't accessed yet. They can return this Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. both days, but you will need to bring your key. The front gate will be open, but you need to bring your own key. A police officer will be on hand between 8 and 8:30 a.m. to help open any units anytime after Holly Ridge Police Department for assistance.
Okay.
Any items left inside the apartment complex will be considered abandoned and discarded. And after Sunday, no one will be allowed inside. So if you know anybody that has an apartment over there that had to leave because of that big mold issue, they have Saturday and Sunday until 8:30 at night to get in and get their stuff. And after that, they will not be allowed back in.
All right. This weekend, guys,
Yeah.
get yourself a trailer and go over and get all your stuff.
Get what you can get.
Get what you want.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
Miller time.
It's Miller time. Hello, Chris. What's up?
Hey, good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing this morning?
We're hanging in here waiting for the pollen to wash
We were
away.
waiting for you. No, tell the truth. We want to know what's going on.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity as always, and today's a very big day for basketball fans and sports betting fans because it's the first real day of March Madness, the NCAA basketball tournament. So it's an exciting day. There's going to be a lot of people playing, pretending to work starting around noon today.
Yes, I guarantee you.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Rayford, your NC State Wolfpack. You know what time y'all play tonight?
Probably about 10 o'clock at nighttime, which will be like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, 9:40 tip-off.
Gotta wake them up.
About what I said.
Get out of bed. It's time to play.
And the weird thing is they're playing the game in Pittsburgh, so it's not like they're playing on the West Coast. It's really 6:40, their time. They're playing at there's a 7 o'clock game, and then they usually have about a 30-minute break between games for warm-ups and things like that. So that's
Wipe
the
the
reason
sweat
why.
off the floor.
Yeah, the NC State Wolfpack fans, I know they're excited about playing tonight. They're hopefully they'll do well, and they'll be able to stay up for that late game.
Well, 9:45 is not too bad as long as it's East Coast time.
It's East Coast time. Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to be
Like
from West Coast
time,
and then it's
yeah.
going to be like, good God.
Yeah, and then all the Tar Heel fans, UNC will tip off around 2:45 today. So, just a very fun, and Duke will play tomorrow. So, just a very fun few days, and it really creates a lot of buzz and excitement in the offices whenever you have some of those ball games on TV.
There you go. That sounds good.
For those that do go to work.
Yeah. Well, the state fans don't have to worry about it unless they get second shift or something.
Right.
Yeah. So, we're looking forward to it, and but yeah, it's this tournament will go. The first couple of rounds are today and tomorrow. Then it'll go Saturday and Sunday, and then we start back up the following Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday until we get to the Final Four. So it's a pretty fun time.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough over the weekend. I tell you what, nobody's going to be doing anything but basketball.
Well, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Well, what else can you do?
Time. Get your chips and dip and
rain does not affect gyms. That's a good thing.
Chris, I have a question. So, what's the story with the ACC suing Clemson?
The ACC and Clemson. Okay, so a few years ago, the Atlantic Coast Conference and the member schools, North Carolina, Duke, NC State, several schools basically signed a contract that if you wanted to get out of the conference to join another conference, which has happened, if you want to join the conference in the same conference that Florida's in or Georgia's in, Alabama, so on and so forth, you have to pay a pretty expensive exit fee. So they signed this probably about 2, 3, 4 years ago, around that time, and that pretty much prevented these schools from wanting to jump ship and join another conference. Now Florida State a couple months ago, and now Clemson are trying to sue the ACC for basically they want to try to leave the conference to go to another conference, and the ACC is like, well, no, you signed the contract, and these schools are trying to get out of it. So the legal system, there's always loopholes, and that's what they're trying to find is some sort of loophole. But you know what you signed, and if you want to get out of the conference, you're going to have to pay that $400 whatever million it is to leave the conference.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
Most contracts and most deals like that are written by lawyers, so they also build in loopholes because they want to pay.
Right.
You can rest assured there's a loophole there somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I just saw that.
I think that's the frustrating thing about college sports is we all watch college football and college women's basketball, but I think the frustrating thing is we want our student athletes at the college level too, but at the college level to be taken care of. Some of the rules that they had in the past were pretty strict, where a coach couldn't even give his player $5 to go to McDonald's to get a hamburger. So those rules were always kind of strict, and they tried to ease them, but in easing them, they kind of created more of a different animal. So that's money talks, and people are always going to see the green, and I think that's kind of the frustrating aspect of what's going on now.
Well, I got a solution for that. Coach wants to give the kid $5 to go buy a hamburger. Do like Congress does. They can't hire their relatives, congressmen, but they hire each other's relatives. So this coach could buy a hamburger for the other team's player and vice versa.
Let's not get complicated here.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank Chris.
Thank you, guys.
That's one of those loopholes I'm talking about.
All right, Chris.
Have a good day. day. Take care,
You
man.
too.
I know you got to go, but I want to give you the Unfit Mother Award of the year. Ready?
Let's hear it.
Goes to a Georgia woman, a mom, after she told her 7-year-old daughter to steal another woman's purse at a restaurant. 18-year-old Kenya Butler was arrested for a March 2nd incident at a Noonan restaurant. Police say she is seen on video telling her little daughter to take the bag from a booth. 7-year-old daughter, let me remind you. The surveillance video
That
was
can't be
aired on
right.
TV, and the woman was quickly identified. Butler is charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and theft by taking, both misdemeanors. Her daughter is not implicated in any criminal activity. It gets worse. The mom of 3, she's 18, did I tell you that? The mom of 3 declined to comment on why she told her daughter to do it, and that the group with her quickly left the restaurant after the purse was taken, skipping out on a more than $500 bill. Investigators are looking to speak with a man they say is responsible for the bill, seen on video wearing a white shirt with the words "Fake Love, Rich Sex." It's all over the.
I'm going to buy you that shirt, right?
No, you're not. It's all over the internet. You can find just "Fake Love, Rich Shirt" T-shirt. The man has tattoos on both arms. Butler was booked on March 13th. She posted her $2,300 bond the same night, and her court appearances have not yet been set on the Mother of the Year.
Well, that means she had her first child at 11. If she's 18 and that kid is 7.
Yeah.
That is sad in itself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Somebody's messed up on the ages here.
I'm
thinking.
hoping because
I'm
otherwise
guessing.
that will be.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Kelly, go do your thing. You got work to do.
On the next Goddard's Gold, it's a special 80th birthday celebration for Diana Ross as we spotlight the Supremes and all the hits. Where did our love go? Someday we'll be together, baby love, reflections. My world is empty without you, love child. The Happening, Stop in the Name of Love. Diana Ross birthday celebration. Next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Freedom 97.1. 1120 a.m. WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 to 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384. Southern Touch Painting, maintenance, power washing, and roofing specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, maintenance, power washing, and roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
I got one for you. It's going to make you scratch your head on this one. You ready?
All right, let me start. Go ahead.
Walmart's saving money by not hiring as many cashiers to man the cash registers, right?
new.
They got lots of self-service stuff
Right.
there. They're using the self-checkout stations as many other businesses are doing these days. But soon, coming to a Walmart near you,
Don't tell me. Scan and go.
you're going to have to subscribe and become a member of the Wally World Club if you want to use those unmanned stations.
What?
The subscription fee, $99 a year. Let me understand. Walmart wants me to pay them so I can do the job of the cashiers that they will no longer have or wait in lines, long lines, to check out at a station with an air-breathing cashier.
Now, we get the blue vest to wear when we're in. We get to use the break
I
room?
doubt it very seriously. What next? Do you want me to come stock the shelves so I can select what I want the next day, take it to the self-checkout stations, and pay even more money so I don't have to stand in line? This is one wacky Wally world that
They
we're
better
living
hire
in.
some more cashiers.
Well, they're doing away with them so they can save money.
Well, I'm doing their job when I go to the self checkout, and now
Uh-huh.
they want me to pay
Uh-huh.
to do their job.
Uh-huh.
What's wrong with this picture?
This is not a tough one to figure
Hey,
out,
They
right?
took McDonald's out of Walmart, you know.
Yeah.
God, now this.
And I went in one day. I needed a hamburger and fries real fast one day. I went into a
Yes.
McDonald's. They got the kiosk there, right?
Right.
I go in to take care. I don't like those
Right.
because I can't tell them what I want. I want
Right.
mine different.
Yes. No cheese. Or,
No cheese.
Right.
I get up
remember
there.
that.
So I go up to the counter and I had to wait and wait and wait because they had cut loose all the counter help. They only had one person. Oh yeah, and that person was bringing the stuff from the back and handed it to you
Right.
after you filled out the kiosk thing.
Right. I've gotten so used to self checkout. I enjoy it. I don't care.
Well, I use it.
because I use it now. Even yesterday when I went to a grocery store, I used it. It just bothers me though to have cashiers standing around doing nothing but watching you like a hawk.
Well, they're looking for something to do.
Well, you know, I'm not there to steal, and I understand that there
I
are
don't think
people
there was
that do
that.
that.
Yeah, there could be. I did have the only occasion that came up. Had got through all of them, scanned everything, had them in the bag, and the cashier came up, and I said, "I'm already finished." She said, "Well, I'm looking down the list here." Okay, you did scan those 2 items.
Well, duh.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
Hey,
I'm not
that
going to rip
just-
you off for 59 cents for a can of whatever.
I mean, I understand, but it offends me when I'm standing there and I'm taking my time. I ring it up, make sure it's on the
Yeah.
screen. I bag it. And then, you know, I have a system that I'm pretty good at doing it. And they stand over my shoulder. It offends me.
Mhm.
I just want to turn around and just throw the stuff down and say, here, you do it.
Yeah. Well, I understand they got to protect their interest.
I
got that.
understand that completely.
And they're there to assist you because
Yes.
I will tell you,
There have been times I had to have assistance.
there are many times that there are individuals, while I'm doing my stuff in my line, there will be people over there asking for assistance that have never checked out on a self-checkout before. Okay.
Right,
They don't know what to
yes.
do. They don't know where to look for that stupid little barcode. I wish there
How
would be
to look up a cucumber.
Yeah, that too. I really wish they would put the barcodes on the same place on every package on product that there is.
Yes.
There's no consistency.
Right.
None. You got to look for it.
Right.
So And sometimes, to be honest with you, if you get something that is packaged like it is Sam's, that's got a barcode, that's got a 2-4 type price,
Right.
it's a one item,
Right.
but you pay, you get two of them in it.
Right.
But if you scan the individual bottle,
Right. You're messing up.
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so there are all sorts of issues there. So you got to look for the right barcode.
Well, I did have
I know
some
how to do it because I do it every
previous-
day. I had been doing it every
I
day.
did have some previous experience in my younger days working at a grocery store. So
I didn't.
just, well, that was so long ago. But you're talking about computers. Let me tell you what happened with the North Carolina DMV recently.
Yeah, let's hear about that.
You know, they're testing out this kiosk that they're putting in certain grocery stores where you can go renew your driver's
Yeah,
license there. Well, last month, while they were downloading the software program for this new program, they had a glitch in their system and they didn't realize it at first. And well, anyway, going back by law, renewing your driver's license, anyone renewing their driver's license, which I didn't know this, must go to the DMV to have a new photo taken. I didn't know that. And I've been renewing twice with the DMV online and they use the same picture. I guess that's why I get so many questions now when I go in someplace like, that's you? Anyway, so last month, a computer glitch allowed about 2,150 people across the state to renew their driver's license online. North Carolina drivers who renew their driver's license online must, after they've done that, they've got to go in person to a DMV to have their picture taken.
They never told me.
They never told me, and I never did it. This might be a law that came in after the fact. But a glitch in the software happened while the DMV was doing some programming and testing before it turned on its first of its new program on that the computer kiosk that you can go in grocery stores and renew it there. The DMV caught the glitch on February 19 and sent letters to those affected stating that their payments were being refunded by the DMV. And in the meantime, they needed to go to a local renew their license. But what happened was this started on February 15th at 6:45 p.m. Glitch on February 19th at 5:45 p.m. So there were people that actually renewed their license online, continued driving. Some of them expired in the meantime without them even knowing it. So if you applied for a driver's license between February 15th and February 19th, and you got a paper receipt or whatever, you might want it. The DMV was supposed to send out emails to these people and then letters by mail also letting them know that their renewal was not good. But I got thinking, I said the last 2 times I renewed, and how long I think you get like 8 years or something when you renew?
I don't know.
It's quite
5,
a long time.
I think. It's supposed to be.
It's 5. It goes in different age increments.
Yeah.
And
They're going to make me
times.
renew mine every other day now.
The last 2 times I renewed, I did it online and never submitted a new picture. So I had the same picture.
Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We got 1 or 2 more stories when we get back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding dedicated team. West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey, speaking of cars that we've been talking about this morning, there's a 40% increase in cars with special warnings and recalls nationwide since May of 2023. The number of cars with park outside recalls in some areas nearly doubled. In Atlanta, for instance, there were 113,000 cars on the road with park outside recalls in January. That's up from the roughly 64,000 vehicles reported in May of last year. Don't park in the garage. Seems some cars, different models of different manufacturers, does not mention whether they're EV or whether they're fuel. Catch fire all by themselves, even when they're parked outside and no one is inside the car. Hence the warning. Check the vehicle recalls. You can go online, put in your vehicle recalls, Google, and put in your car and see if there are any recalls on your car. It'll tell you any of them. If you've got an electric vehicle, I strongly suggest you do that. And by the way, stay out of the garage and don't park near me.
Yeah, could you imagine one vehicle in a parking garage like that catching fire? What it would do? Oh, we had that happen at a concert we were working at one time. It was an outdoor concert, and the driver had left a lit cigarette in the ashtray, which eventually fell out of the ashtray onto the floorboard. Very old car, holes in the floor. Needless to say, it started a small fire in the vehicle, which went through the floorboard, hit the grass. It was dry grass.
Oh, yes.
Had not rained
Just gets worse.
for weeks. Fire spread, and we had like 20 vehicles involved.
What God?
It was bad.
I was at the TV station one day, heard a call over the radio scanner, It got a car fire at the parking lot of the Battleship North Carolina Memorial.
Ooh.
So I said, well, we got a camera right out here. We can go take a quick look at it. I turned the camera around, zoomed in on it, and lo and behold, there it was. It was just starting up, but it even got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And got it. I recorded the whole thing so we could edit and use it on the air.
Oh, wow.
And then fire department arrives. Of course, they beat it down pretty fast. And so I called for a report, and they gave me the vehicle and the VIN number. I ran it, and it had a recall on the ignition switch because when they turned it off sometimes, even sitting there turned off, it would short out and would catch fire. This wasn't the only one.
Not a good thing.
Yeah. I was like, that suddenly turned into just an unusual event that was caught on video to a pretty big story. So anyway.
Remember last week we had a couple commissioners come into the radio
Uh-huh.
show and we're talking about putting a resolution on the agenda to increase the sales tax by 1/4%.
Yep.
Well, they ended up pulling it off the agenda Monday night and they explained why, and Commissioner Knapp explained it, is they want to have some workshops dealing with it because they want to be able to have a really good idea of where they want that extra money to go. I think, didn't Paul Buchanan say it was like an additional $8 million a year?
Something like that.
So they want to sit there and like he was saying, he wanted a cent to go towards fire rescue. And I know Robin had made some opinions too, where he'd like to see the money go to, but they felt like they were moving too fast with it. And they want to have some workshops to decide where they would like to see this money go to. And they want public involvement.
Good.
So they may be sending out surveys and asking questions and having, little commissioner's corner in order to get the public's opinion, which I think is a wise decision.
Very wise.
I think that gives the public a chance to be a part of this. And I think it's good. But in case you're wondering why, because I know they had talked about it last week, that's why, because they did, hey, let's slow down and let's get the public involved. So a very wise decision.
All right, we got a gentleman coming in from the
Yep.
city of Jacksonville tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
Talk about it.
Oh, Anthony Prince. He's with City Transportation, and we've had him on the show before. He thinks his bulldog is the best statue, but I did take pictures of that and put it on the air when we did the bulldog story. But no, Anthony Prince, and he's going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the areas of transportation in the city of Jacksonville, and he's also going to talk about the latest on the upcoming dealings with the multi-purpose. How things are looking out there in the Williamsburg area. So he's going to update us on
Sounds like a winner.
update us. We always enjoy having him.
Yeah,
on.
Anthony's a good guy.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a break now, do a little bit of a Fox News break, and that's coming up next. And then at 10 o'clock this morning, as it is every weekday morning, runs from 10 until 3 o'clock, the Daily D's with Rick. Rick Dees. Dees is from Chapel Hill. He's a graduate of UNC Chapel Hill. I won't hold it against him. And as a
Hey.
member of the Radio
Yes.
Hall of Fame, happy to have him back on the air in Carolina on Freedom 97.1. The Daily D's offers a mix of topical, music, pop culture, and newsworthy events to keep your day going. He will hand it off this
Yes.
afternoon to our very own, the one, the only, the man,
That's right.
Chris Hollywood Man.
He's our Hollywood.
Have a great rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow. And, watch out for the pollen. It'll go away sometime over the weekend. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris. It's a time.